Hello students, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Dr. Sathishkumar, teacher of English. Today we are going to learn an interesting poem from class 10th, unit 2. Okay, before getting into the poem, let us learn about the poet, right? Actually, the name of the poem is Grumble Family. The Grumble Family, this is from the unit 2 poem. Right, now let us learn about the poet. This is about the poet L.M. Montgomery. She was a Canadian author and she was best known for her series of novels. Then she published more than 20 novels as well as 530 short stories and 500 poems and 30 essays. She was a prolific writer. She was known by her diaries and letters. So those diaries and letters have been read and studied by the scholars and readers worldwide. Right. I hope you have understood about the poet. Now, so these are some words, some important vocabularies from the poem. Let us learn the meaning, then we'll just learn the poem. First one, discontent. It's an adjective, discontent, which means dissatisfaction with one's circumstances. Discontent means dissatisfaction. Amiss, which is not right. And growl. Growl is nothing but make a low guttural sound from the throat. Grumble. Grumble means complaint about something in a bad tempered. And gloomy. Gloomy means it's a kind of depression and or frightening thing. That is what gloomy. Next, queerest. Queer is nothing but strange and most unusual one. Next, acknowledge. Acknowledge is nothing but accept or admit the existence or a truth of something. And the next one is terrible. Terrible means extremely bad or serious. Last word, the important word is wandering. Wandering is nothing but a walking or moving in a leisurely, aimless way. Right? Now, let's have a brief summary of the poem, The Grumble Family. This is a humorous poem about a grumble family. So, let me tell you and let me remind you what is grumble. Grumble is nothing but complaining, always complaining about something. Okay? And this grumble family always complains about the silly matters, very trivial matters. They lived in the state of complaining, in the city of never are satisfied, and beside the river of discontent. Just look at this, look at the address of the family. Look, they lived in the state of complaining and they never are satisfied. Right? This seems sarcastic because the street is named as complaining street and the city is named as never are satisfied. And the river of discontent. Next, they always find wrong in everything and everywhere. They are not satisfied. They always find wrong in everything and everywhere. All of their comments are negative and critical. So they won't find anything good. Their comments are negative and critical. Their focus is only on the bad things, in a bad way, in a bad manner. They won't focus on the good things. Their focus is only on the bad. Their first instinct is to find something to complain and murmur about the people. Yes, they won't find anything good about the people and on the people. They only find something to complain and murmur about the people. Next. So, we should learn to walk with a smile and a song. This is called optimistic. We should be happy ever. We should learn to walk with a smile and a song. So, we should be very optimistic. We should never be a complainer. Yes, we should never be a complainer, but always try our best to be optimistic. We must try our best to be optimistic ever, and we have to be contentful with whatever we have in our life. Okay? Now, the Grumble family. Let's learn this poem in detail. Let me read the poem stanza by stanza. Follow. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on complaining street, in the city of never or satisfied, the river of discontent beside. Well, let us learn this one in detail. There is a family nobody likes to meet. No one likes to meet the family, right? Because they live on the complaining street. Just look at their address. The family lives on complaining street and in the city of never or satisfied. People in the city are never satisfied. Are never satisfied. The river of discontent beside. Yes. This seems they are very pessimistic. The family, the Grumble family is always pessimistic. So pessimistic is nothing but always thinking negatively. So that is what? Pessimistic. Now, let me read it again. The first stanza, listen. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on complaining street, in the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent beside. Okay. Now let's learn the second stanza. They growl at that and they growl at this. Yeah, whatever happens, they growl. Okay, they murmur negatively. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. Yeah, whatever comes, there is something amiss. People from that, the Grumble family, they don't find anything good, whatever comes in their life. And whether their station be high or humble, look at that. Station is nothing but their status. Okay, and whether their status may be high or humble, whether they are rich or poor, okay, they will be complaining and they will be grumbling. They will not be satisfied even if they are rich, right? Next, they are all known by the name of Grumble. Yes, people are grumbling in that, from the family. So they are called as the grumblers, and they are all known by the name of Grumble. The family has that label as grumblers, Grumble family, because they are always grumbling even for trivial things. And next stanza, the weather is always too hot or cold. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter are like they scold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet. Down on that gloomy complaining street. Now, let me explain. Listen to that. The weather is always too hot or cold. Let it be the weather hot or cold, summer or winter, whatever the season may be, summer or winter, but they scold. They will not be satisfied. They will not enjoy the climate or the season, whatever the season may be, summer or winter, right? They scold the seasons. They will not be happy. Next, nothing goes right with the folks you meet. Yeah, look at that. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet. The people you meet, they won't feel good. because they are always complaining, as I said earlier. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet. Always they have something to grumble. Always they have something to grumble. They have something to murmur. Okay, and growl. Down on the gloomy complaining seat. Yes, the family lives on the complaining seat. Just look at the word gloomy. Gloomy, what is that? Very negatively, coined this term. Down on that gloomy complaining street. Already the name of the street is complaining street, but the poetess gives a gloomy complaining street, a very pessimistic family living in that complaining street. Next stanza. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. Yes. If it is raining, they will be complaining. If it is a sunny day, they will be complaining. So they will not enjoy any of the climates, any of the weather conditions, right? In fact, their growling is never done. Yes, there is no end point for their growling. Actually, here growling is immortal. No end for that particular family. In fact, their growling is never done. It cannot be stopped. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they would growl that they had nothing to grumble about. Just look at this funny note. And if everything pleased them, if everything goes well with the family, there is not a doubt they would growl at that they had nothing to grumble about. Yes, if everything goes right with the family, they will grumble for that they don't have anything to grumble. Look, so the family is always grumbling. Okay, even if they are pleased, even if they are very happy, if they are contentful, they will grumble for that they don't have anything to grumble. Right? They will find the reason to grumble. Next stanza. But the queerest thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it all, you see. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of grumble. Yes, let me explain in detail, listen to it. But the queerest thing, the odd or a strange thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. Yes, actually they are called as the grumbling family, okay, the grumble family. But if you tell them that you are a grumbler, your family is a grumbling family, they won't accept it. They will not acknowledge that they are grumblers. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it all, you see. Right? They will not accept that they are grumblers. Still they grumble. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them, look, if anyone stays with them, with the grumblers, too long, he will learn their ways. That particular person will learn their ways, which means the way of grumbling. Look, the worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. Yes, if anyone or if any people, who are staying with that grumbling family, that, the strangers will learn to grumble like the grumblers. Okay, and before he dreams of the terrible jumble. For example, if we join with the family, if we move on with that family, before we realize that, we'll become grumblers. Easily we'll be adopted to it. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, before he realizes to escape from the family, he is adopted into the family of grumble. No way, no chance. You will be adopted to the family of grumble. Yes, you will learn to grumble. So here the poetess advises us not to join or not to move with the family of grumblers. Next stanza. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining state, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. Now, let me explain. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into the complaining state. Yeah. The poetess advises us not to join with the family, not to move with that family. Yes, we should keep our feet away from that wandering, complaining state. Okay, from wandering into complaining, the poetess advises us not to go to the complaining state. Why? Because we will learn to grumble. That's why, and never to growl. Whatever we do, least we be mistaken for grumblers too. Yes. For example, if we are on the complaining state, even if we don't grumble, people will just call us. People will identify as the grumblers because we are on the grumbling state. Okay, and let us learn to walk with smile and a song. This is very important from the poetess. The poetess advises us, instructs us, or suggests us to learn to walk with smile and song. Yeah, we should have a smile on our face. I used to tell you in the classes that the priceless cosmetics that will make you so beautiful is just a smile. Right? That will generate a positive vibration around you. Like, let us learn to walk with a smile and a song. We must be happy. We must be happy ever. No matter if things do sometimes go wrong. Yeah, you don't worry about that sometimes something goes wrong. But you don't worry about it. Always be positive, and we must be optimistic. And then be our station high or humble. Maybe our situation or a status high or humble, we will never belong to the family of grumble. Yes, even though we have the the life will not have a bit of roses. Life is not a piece of cake. Okay, life has both positivities and negativities. We have to face everything. We have to treat both positive and negativity of our life equally. So we should not be sad if something happens bad to us. Right? Be our station high or humble. We will never belong to the family of grumble. Yes, whatever happens to us in our life, we should not grumble, because grumbling always will generate a negative vibration around you. So you will be identified as a pessimistic man or a person. So we should understand that we should know the difference between the optimistic and the pessimistic. That is, we must be optimistic, which means we must be positive ever. We must have a positive thinking, and we should not be very pessimistic. We should not think negatively. We should not generate the negative vibration around us. Right? So finally, the poetess advises us to be happy with what we have. We should be happy with whatever we have in our life. We should not grumble for anything. Whatever happens, whatever the negative thing happens, please don't grumble. Don't complain always. And we should have a smile on our face, and we should enjoy our life. We should be happy in all the moments. We should try to be happy in all the moments in our life. Right? So this is the conclusion of this poem, and thank you so much. I hope you have understood this poem, and stay tuned for the next video lesson. Thank you all.